What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on my 2019 Ram 2500 truck. We're going to be installing a couple of modifications. I've been trying to do these for a while now. One of them is the Diablo Pulsar Tuner. We're currently driving to the shop to pick everything up so we can put it in. I've been waiting for this thing for so long. I had it on my Ram 1500 and it just in performance mode, it just made it so much better. So I've been waiting forever for this thing to come out, and it finally did a couple weeks ago. So I ordered one. It just showed up a couple days ago. So I can't wait to install this thing and see how it does on the bigger truck. This thing has the 6.4 liter Hemi, and I'm looking forward to how much better it drives. I have the 35-inch tires, so it's a little bit of a dog right now, but I hope this thing fixes it. The other model we're gonna do are the amp research steps. I had these on all of my trucks in the past. I just absolutely love them. They're just the best steps you could buy for a truck. They're a little bit pricey, but it's just totally worth it. On my last truck, I had a 1500, I did the rough country steps to see how they do. They don't tuck up as much, but they still work just as good. So no complaints with those at all. They are a little bit cheaper. If they had them for this truck, I'd probably go ahead and get them, because this is just my tow truck. I use this for my toy hauler when we go camping. It pulls my razor, all that stuff. So, it is my daily driver right now. And these steps just make it so much easier to get in and out of this thing. Even with a leveling kit and 35s, this thing is up in the air quite a bit. So I am looking forward to this. So we're currently heading to the shop. We're going to get these things installed, and I'm looking forward to see how this Pulsar does. So we'll see you in a second, and we'll get these things going. All right, guys, so we just got to the shop. Here is the Ram 2500. This does have the 6.4 Hemi in it. This is my 2019 1500, has 37s and 20-inch wheels, 6-inch lift. I am going to be selling this. Just doesn't do what I need it to do. Tow's great, but it's just not as good as this one, and that's to be expected. It's the heavy-duty truck. This was supposed to be able to tow the 14,000 pounds or whatever the rating is. Maybe it wasn't that much, but it's supposed to be able to pull my toy hauler. It's just not that good. It sags a lot, and I don't feel like investing in air suspension and all that stuff to make this thing towable. It didn't do bad, but it's just not as good as the 2500. So that's why I bought this. We're going to be putting these mods on it. I got the amp research power steps, and we got the Pulsar Tuner. This is supposed to be able to correct the speedometer. The performance mode is going to make it a lot more powerful, hopefully. So we'll unbox both of these in a second and see. Before we get started on that, I do want to show you my Jeep. I am coming to the end with this thing here. I'm almost done with the suspension. I just ordered the rocker guards for the side Gen-Right rocker guards and the Gen-Right 4-inch flares. So we're going to be putting those on in the next video. I just wanted to make one just to show you guys kind of what we did. I just finished up the skid plate under here. It's kind of hard to see because it's getting dark. It's getting so hot in Arizona. I'm trying to do everything at night. I have to get some lights for this stuff, but we do have to just finish fully welding this thing, doing a little bit of grinding. I do have to paint everything. Alright, guys, so I just got the light out to show you guys this thing. We did build a custom skid plate back here. It still needs grinded and final welded, but it is coming together pretty well. I got all of the custom 4-link in. We just did all new brakes. I got the King shocks mounted back there. I do have to finish painting everything before it gets back on the road, but we do have the rocker guards coming, the 4-inch flares. I got new tires. So in the next video, we're probably going to be installing all this stuff just to show you guys what we did. It's coming together really well. I'm really excited about this thing. I can't wait to get back on the trails. I also got the Gen-Right. I think this is the crawler tank. It has the same capacity, but it's just way further back, so it gives you the ability to stretch this thing like 4 inches. I think that's what we did. You can see right here. It went from the stock wheel well point to the 4-inch stretch wheel well point. So this thing does have a longer wheelbase. I still got to put the rear windows back in and get a couple things buttoned up, but this thing is ready for the trails. I can't wait to do a shakedown run on this, hopefully in about a week. But in the next video, we're going to be putting all those accessories in, or mods in, and getting this thing back out. Maybe doing a shakedown run, see how it drives. I'm pretty excited. It's been a long time since I've had this thing on the road. But let's get over here and check out the Pulsar Tuner. Unbox this thing. I did cut the plastic, but I haven't unboxed it yet. So let's see here. Probably easier for you. This would be way easier with a tripod, but hang on, I'm gonna put you like this. That is it. Just a little piece of foam and the tuner. This one looks way more up to date than the last one I had in my Ram 1500. So let's see, it comes with the bolts to install it. It just replaces the factory ones in the engine compartment. A couple instruction manuals, and if I can pick up this sticker, you can see on here, full focus, shows you it has the stock tune, the stock MDS off. The fuel economy, which is basically useless. It makes the truck so slow, it's not even worth it. Then the tow mode and the performance mode, which is the one I will be using most of the time. So. Alright, this next block is a little bit bigger, so I'm going to grab the tripod and throw you guys on there so you can see there's a lot of staples in this thing, so it's going to be kind of a pain, but... Very nice quality on these things. Got that texture, a little bit of grip. So I'm excited about these. I've had them in the past. They've always been really good. Never had any issues with these things. So we have the idler linkage and the motor. So we have the idler linkage and the motor linkage. They are exactly the same. It looks like, according to the instructions, they go in the rear. So nothing to mix up, it's all the same stuff. So what's cool about these steps is they do come with integrated lighting. I think my last truck had these. I had an F-250 before, and I had these installed. I'm pretty sure they had these same lights. Really nice at night. I don't think the rough country ones came with these. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure that's a feature just with amp. So it's a little bit more to wire up, but it's really not too bad. It's all built into the harness. So we're gonna unbox the rest of these brackets, get the rest of these pieces opened up, and then get started. Part that plugs into the ECU. A couple grommets, quick connectors, very detailed instruction booklet, so nothing else to do but just start. Alright guys, so it's starting to get dark here, but we did get the first couple brackets on, got distracted for a little bit, but one thing I do want to point out is that these things do have to point towards each other. I did make the mistake of switching up the motor brackets, so I did have to take them off and switch them back, but they do have to point towards each other. Alright guys, so just to give you a little update, I did get a little late here. I got sidetracked and had to do a couple things for work, but they are all installed. They do work. It's kind of hard to see, but they do come down. Everything's wired up. Just have to do a couple zip ties and wire up the last couple LEDs. But as you can see, they are on both sides. Everything's good to go. Tomorrow we will pick this up and get the Pulsar Tuner installed, and then get this thing out on the road and see how that thing does. But as you can see, I got the module mounted right there. All the wires are ran all the way across, zip tied, all nice and clean. So install went pretty smooth. Now that that's all done, we will pick it up tomorrow, so I will see you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so it has been a few days, but we're back at the shop. We just finished wiring up the LED lights that come with the amp research steps. They look pretty cool. As you can see, when the door opens, the step does come down. We've got the LED lights that do come with the kit. I just have to zip tie the rest of the wiring up to make that all clean. But as you can see, when the door shuts, there's a little bit of a delay, and then they tuck up there like they're not even there. Really cool. Like these steps a lot. I do have the black truck right here to give you an idea of a side-by-side comparison. These are the rough country steps. They operate almost the same, but they just do not tuck up like the amp research ones. You can see they're just kind of like they almost look like a rocker guard, but when the door is opened, they come down the same way. It's a little bit slower, but they are very quiet. They do not come with LEDs, but they operate almost the same. Really cool steps. I mean, if you're trying to save a few $100, I'd go with the Rough Countries all day, but if you do have the extra cash, amp research can't be beat. We are going to jump onto the tuner install next. We have the truck hood open. It is just right down there. All you do is unscrew it, disconnect the battery, screw it on, plug in the couple wires, and that's it. So we're gonna jump on that, and then I'll see you guys in a second, and we'll get this thing on the road and see how it does. All right, guys, so we just finished up. It took about 10 minutes. As you can see, tuner is in there. Literally just disconnect the battery, undo the 3 screws, plug the tuner into the computer, plug it back in, you're good to go. Very easy. Let's jump in the truck here and start it up. We did program that inside as well, so that the menu or the different drive modes do show in the center screen. I'll show you that in a second here. Let's just fire this thing up. So the way I have it set up is I put the audio display in the center screen. I'll show you how to do that. But what that does is when you do all these sensors, this will go, wait a second. Okay, so as soon as the speedometer sign goes away, you'll see, okay, so there you go. You can see that you can display the performance setting you're in the center screen by just clicking the cruise control up and down settings. So as you can see, you have your stock, economy, tow mode, and the performance mode. This is the one I'll be in most of the time. It's really fun to drive in. But to display all of this in this screen, all you have to do is go to the screen setup mode, arrow over, go to the center screen, which is the top screen right there, and you want to set that to audio. Audio is the mode where it shows you all of the different settings. It's where you have to go to change your tire size and axle ratio and all that other stuff to program it. But once you set it to audio, then you'll be able to see that in the top section. So super simple, easy to set up. Now let's go drive this thing and see how the performance mode does. Alright guys, so it has been about a week and a half since I installed the tuner on the truck. I just wanted to give it a little bit of time to see my honest feedback of the actual tuner. I did have this on my 1500, like I said before, so I kind of had a feeling of what it drove like on that truck. I wanted to see if there's any major differences between this truck. This is the, you know, the 2500, the heavy duty truck. So I wanted to see if there was any, you know, major differences that I noticed off the back. And to be honest, it's the same thing. The biggest thing you're going to notice is the increase in throttle response. You just barely touch that pedal and this thing just jumps now. I don't know if it actually made the truck faster or if it just made it get off the line quicker. As far as my miles per gallon goes, I think I'm getting about a mile more per gallon. I went from 10.5 to 11.5, so nothing major there. With 35-inch tires, you know, an extra mile, I guess I'll take it. But I haven't been able to test out the tow mode yet. I do have a trip planned in about 2 weeks to take the toy hauler out. Probably drive that thing over 2 hours up to our destination. So if anyone's interested, I'll definitely, you know, update you in a future video on how I think it did. I used the tow mode on my last truck on the 1500. I didn't really notice anything different. Maybe it changed a couple of the shift points. Nothing like that I noticed offhand in the moment. So we'll see if this one's any different. But I do recommend the tuner. It's pretty cool. The performance mode's fun. It does make the truck a little bit jumpier. After a couple days, you'll get used to the different pedal positions and you won't have any issues controlling it. But that's pretty much going to be it. If anyone has any questions on the tuner, let me know down in the comments. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. As far as the next video, we are going to be installing a couple parts on the Jeep. I think I finally have everything to get that thing driving. And then after that, I do believe we locked down the next build. I put a deposit down on a car a couple days ago, and I think we're good as long as the truck doesn't, or the car doesn't fall off the truck or something crazy happens. I think we're gonna pick that thing up. As soon as I know the deal's done, I'm gonna start ordering parts. This is gonna be probably the craziest build I've ever done. So I definitely want to hear some feedback when we get the car on what everyone thinks I should do to the car. And then right after I get the car, we have a pretty crazy car cruise planned. It's gonna be out to Devil's Highway in Arizona. So we'll be able to test that thing out. Basically stock, I won't be able to do anything to it before then, but it'll be pretty interesting to see how that thing does. I haven't even driven the car, so we'll see. But stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested to see the build on the new car. We'll be revealing that in about 2 weeks. So catch you guys in the next one.